In this video, we are going to talk about sequences and series and what they are and how we determine a sequence or a series. So if we look at A, we have 4, 7, 10, and 13. And so I want to look for a pattern of how do I go from 4 to 7, 7 to 10, and 10 to 13. So if I notice to go from 4 to 7, I'm going to add 3, and that pattern holds true going 7 to 10, and that pattern still holds true going to 13. So the pattern that I'm having is add 3 to get the next term. So if I'm going to follow that pattern, I would add 3 to get 16, I would add 3 to get 19, and I would add 3 to get 22. And so when we have a sequence like this, we refer to our first number as A1, our second number as A2, our third number as A3, our fourth number is A4, A5, A6, A7. We use these little sub numbers with the A, and that refers to the term number. All right, now if we look at the second one, I'm going from 11 to 22 to 44 to 88. And so to do that, I am multiplying by 2. So 88 times 2 is 176. 176 times 2 is 352. And 352 times 2 is 704. All right, in C, it's going to be slightly different. So in A, we were adding. B, we're multiplying. Let's see what happens in C. So we're going 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. So I want you to think about how do you go from 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 8, 8 to 13. And if you notice, we are going to add the first two terms to get the next term. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 1 plus 2 is 3. Then 2 plus 3 is 5. Then 3 plus 5 is 8. And then 5 plus 8 is 13. So we are adding the two previous terms to get the next term. And this particular sequence actually has a really specific name. It's called Fibonacci sequence. So if I did 8 plus 13, I would get 21. 13 plus 21, I would get 44. 34. Sorry, guys. 34. And then 21 plus 34, and I would get 55. So we're talking about what is a sequence. A sequence is a list of numbers generated by a rule. Okay, so we're going to have two types of formulas when we talk about sequences. We're going to have something called an explicit formula, and this is just the general rule of the sequence. For example, if we had something like a sub n equals n plus 3. So in this first example, it says a sub n equals n squared minus 5. Find the first 4 terms and then find the 10th term. So if I want to find the first term, that means I want to find a sub 1. And what that means is I'm going to plug in 1 for n. So I would get 1 minus 5, which would be negative 4. If I want to find the second term, I would plug in 2 for n. I'm going to end up with negative 1. A sub 3, plug in 3 for n. A sub 4, and I'm going to get 11. And so then if I want to find the 10th term, that means I'd plug in 10, and I would get 100 minus 5, or 95. All right, so go ahead and if you're watching this video, pause the video and try 2 on your own, except on your paper, it says -1 to the n over 2 to the n, so we're going to go with that. So go ahead and try number 2, and when you're ready, go ahead and play the video. All right, so if I want to find a1, that means I need to plug in 1 everywhere where I see an n. So I'm going to have -1 to the 1, which is -1, over 2 to the 1, which is 2, so -1/2. Then I'm going to do the same thing, but everywhere where I see an n, I'm going to plug in 2. Then I'm going to get +1/4. I'm going to plug in 3. And I'm going to get -1/8. And then I'll plug in 4. And anything raised to an even power is positive, so 1 over, oops, that should be a 4, I apologize. Two to the 4th, which would be 16, so 1/16. And then to find the 10th term, I would do -1 to the 10th over 2 to the 10th. -1 to the 10th is 1, and then 2 to the 10th is 1024. And so that would be how we find those terms of that sequence. All right, now we're going to talk about something called a recursive rule. So if I have a recursive rule, this is a rule for a sequence that relies on the previous term. And the previous term is called a sub n minus 1. So if you're talking about a sequence, the previous term would be a sub n minus 1, the current term would be a sub n, and then the next term would be a sub n plus 1. So this is previous, current, next term. So if I have a recursive formula here, I have a sub n equals 2 times a to the n minus 1. And then I have a1 is going to equal 10. So what this means is that, let's say I want to find the next 4 terms. So I already know that a1 is 10, so I can actually already put that right here. And then to find a2, that means I'm going to do 2 times a1 plus 4. So that's going to be 2 times 10 plus 4, which would be 24. Now to find 3, I would do 2 times a2 plus 4. So you always need the previous term with a formula like this to find the next term. Unlike the explicit formula where you could just find any number at any time. So that's 2 times 24 plus 4, so that would be 48 plus 4, or 52. And then if I want to find a4, that means I'm going to do 2 times a3 plus 4. So it would be 2 times 52 plus 4, which would be 108. All right, so now we want to determine the third term of this recursive sequence. And they give me a1, but I'm going to have to find a2 before I find a3, because when I have recursive, it's always dependent on the term before. So I'm going to have to find a2, meaning I'm going to have to do 3 times a1 minus 5. So I'm going to do 3 times 18 minus 5. So 3 times 13, and so that's going to be 39. Now that I know a2 is 39, I can find a3 because I'm going to do 3 times a2 minus 5, which would be 3 times 39 minus 5, which would be 3 times 34, which is going to be 102. So those are all examples of sequences when we have a list of numbers. Now let's talk about something called a series. A series is the sum of a sequence. And remember, a sequence is a list of numbers. So we have something called sigma notation. And so when we have this sigma notation, the number here, k, well, that can be any variable. Sometimes you'll see x. The number here is where you are starting at in your sequence. I'm starting at the third term. The number on top is our ending value. So we're going to count from, I'm going to sum from the third to the sixth term. And then what is whatever the equation here is, this is our rule. So with that in mind, they want us to find the following. So they want us to sum from 1 to 4 of n squared plus 3. So that means I need to find terms. I'm going to need to start and find A1 through A4, and then I want to add A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So we're going to find A1, and that's 1 squared plus 3, because now we're going back to an explicit formula. So that's going to be 4. A2 is 2 squared plus 3, which is going to be 7. A3 is going to be 3 squared plus 3, which is going to be 12. And A4 is going to be 4 squared plus 3, which is 19. So if I was finding the series, that means I would sum the sequence. So I would do 4 plus 7, which is 11, plus 12, which is 23, plus 19, which is 42. So the sum is 42. All right, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to sum from 1 to 3. So I'm going to start at A1 and go to A3, and then I'm going to add A1 plus A2 plus A3. So A1 would be 4 times 1 minus 1, which is 3. A2 would be 4 times 2 minus 1, which is 7. And A3 is going to be 4 times 3 minus 1, which would be 11. So we're going to do 3 plus 7 plus 11, and so that's going to give me 21. All right, I want to write these following in sigma notation. So again, we're going to say it's the sum, and I'm going to use n. Again, we can use any variable. I'm going to say 1 to, well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers here. So 1 to 6. I notice that my top is just 1, so we're going to leave it as just 1. And then my bottom is going to be something in terms of n. So this is the n number. And then we notice that the number in the denominator is 1 more than my n. So this is going to be n plus 1. And so let's check if this works. So let's say I want to find the fourth term. If I put in 4 for n, do I get 1/5? I do. And so this would be my summation notation. All right, let's say we're also going to do it for this one. So this is term 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I already see a pattern here that my denominator seems to be matching here. And remember, 1, we can write 1 over 1. So we're going to sum this from n equals 1 to 5. I can see that my denominator is already n. And then what's happening at the top? 1, 5, 25, 125. So let's check my calculator. So I think 5 squared is 25. 5 to the third is 125. 5 to the fourth is, let's check that in my calculator. 5 to the fourth is 625. Ooh, I'm seeing a pattern here. But I'm noticing it's 1 off. So like when my n is 4, my top is 125, which matches 5 to the third. So I bet the top is 5 and then it's n minus 1, because then it'd be 1 less than the term number that I'm on. Okay, and so then that would be my equation for number 8, my summation notation.